All right, here we go again. Buckle up. All right, so we had, again, at this point, it's what do they call it? Fratricide? Right. Whoops. Hey, what are you guys doing? Are they going to kill another officer? All right. Killing one's right. I guess it's kind of a fratricide, right? Yeah, that's it. Right? So we knew we had fratricide, and again, that's fratricide, right? To a certain degree. That was our issue in Afghanistan. That's one of the reasons we had to pull out. The reason we had that, one of the reasons we had that happen was because we stayed too long, and we had tons of collateral damage. So everybody knew somebody that was killed, right? Well, not everybody, but a lot of people. So again, you know, they didn't see that the war effort was anything that was benefiting them personally, and of course it did, and that's where the rest of this comes in. Russians are not innocent in anything. Right? We don't know if Russians put them up to it. We don't know if Bosnians or Georgians or what's the other country there? Belarus! I thought you were going to hide there. Right. Again, you can't see what I can see because I've been conditioned by corrupt government employees to see it. Right. See the harassment, see the psychological torture. Right. And be psychologically tortured and physically tortured, psychologically. Right. So they're monitoring me 24 hours a day to harm me. And it includes their private sector contractors. And again, if they're not contractors, you allow them to operate and you've enriched them. So it might as well be part of what you're part of. Right? They could have monitored these Afghans. They could have put a group of people in to monitor the Afghanis, and that's what you're going to do. Of course, Trump says they need to be looked at. That's a unit you're going to have to establish. It's well worth it, you know, based upon the assistance we received. In the United States, if one of our soldiers is court-martialed, we don't court-martial every soldier. Correct? So the idea of them not being allowed here is a fix, but it's not quite an American fix. Or as American as we'd like it to be. So we still want to pay back people. You know, this idea where Afghani, and again, the program was run corruptly, so there's Afghani people that got here that didn't earn it. He looked like he earned it, right? But we also know that we have Americans that do the same thing. So again, when we see an immigrant that gets deported because they're in our military, didn't finish all the way to citizenship, and again, that's an issue that I think our military needs to fix. Right. They need to make sure people are becoming citizens when they work for us and they do a great job. Right. But we have military people that happens. Right. It's not this idea where, it's because he's Afghani or because he's, an immigrant or anything like that. Now, in that program, like I said, people got here that shouldn't have got. He's right about that to a certain degree. That guy looks like he earned it. Right. Kandahar or whatever province, and the CIA connected, so he should have been here. But he should have been monitored. Again, for several reasons. One, we had a problem in that exact situation. We had a problem with fratricide. So, right, from the Afghanis. So he should have been monitored. So we should have known we needed to monitor it. And again, based upon combat veterans that had returned to the United States, we know we were experiencing issues there. So we need to set up a team of people, and that's what they do 24/7. You're going to have to monitor the lives of the Afghan, and then help them when they need some help. Right? You need honest people, not somebody who's going to scumbag them and say they all need to be sent out of here. Right? I would say a spy set it up. Timing is everything. Right. It doesn't have to be Afghanis. It could be Russians. When Russians get attacked by Muslims, they want America to get attacked by Muslims. Not all Russians, but the spy types. Well, because they see it as a battle, an image, right? A weakness. They can show, oh, we're not weak, you're weak, Right. So he could have been put into it by Putin's people. And it could be a hidden code that we can't see. Right. And again, he could have been harassed all day. Who was harassing him? You're not going to tell us, right? Because some were FBI, some were ATF, some were local police, right? It's not happening. He's crazy. See? That's what the deep state is. Well, because you're Afghani, you could have been harassed here the whole time. Hopefully the director's not in on it. I don't think he is. I just think he just doesn't have enough information. Right. So maybe the people don't need the director in on it. So again, that's all we got to do. So it's not this idea that we just look at them and let's see if we want to expel them. We want to fix their lives. Right. We want to put a team. We want to put teams of people in. What you want to do, though, is you want to verify that they actually served. This guy and earned it. He earned it. I mean, we're not. This idea where he doesn't come here is bullshit. Right. I agree. If we'd have monitored him, he wouldn't have been there. And I'm not sure what set him off. Again, it doesn't have to be. Like Afghanistan or Iraq or not Iraq, Iran, right? Now, I was just noticing the other day that they started that concealed carry thing, and you're not safe, and so again, that's one of they use. I know it's a legitimate organization. Was it concealed carry something of America or something like that? But they'll use, because their ads are like hint towards paranoia. So they'll use their advertisements and stuff to try to radicalize. I only saw it once, but before they used to go, this, that. And so I'd be like, okay, they're trying. While they're harassing me, they do that. They just inundate me with the concealed carry ads from this organization. But I mean, the ads kind of trying to make you paranoid, so you'll be part of their thing, but like paranoid in a minor way, right? Can't walk outside your door without anything 45 caliber or larger, right? And we're the only ones who can teach you how to conceal carry this monster weapon. Otherwise, they'll see it. Thank you, man. So just by directing, it actually just ties into what I was assessing the other day. They can just kind of put standard ads and standard posts at you with a certain theme, and then tie it together. That's how psychological warfare, psyops, spies work, to radicalize or to do whatever it is they're doing, sexualize. Like, I can't get away from sexual images. Like, the ads will be like 2 melons. But a woman will be they'll be flesh-colored melons. But it'll be like, like a fruit or vegetable or gourd. So again, they do that kind of thing. Or they'll have an ad for Temu, but it'll look like a penis. They do this all the time. So this is what they did to him, most likely. It's most likely what they did. They did something overseas. Again, they don't have too much electronics over there, so I don't know. But they probably did something like that to him, if he has an internet access. He definitely used his training. Right. 100%. Thank you, Larry. Now, it looks like a Telefon hit. But, it's not the Telefon movie the way it doesn't have to be the Russians. It doesn't have to be Chinese. It could be Brennan and 15 former CIA trying to make Trump look bad. And now you're trying to make them look bad, so you have to get away from that and just look at how do we fix it. And that's what should have been done initially. So what you should assess is that the Biden administration failed in identifying the fratricide issues, and then they failed not creating a monitoring program and a mentoring program to bring them into the United States. They just, again, you're bringing in somebody who's been in some pretty heavy caca in combat, and you're just dumping them here, and that's what doesn't work. Because it doesn't work for a lot of our people. So why would it work for somebody who probably has less education, less money, less knowledge of the United States, right? Less ability to connect, right? And again, a radicalization wave from several locations where they would, if they were in the mosque, they could end up radicalizing. Russian would look at them and say, hey, let's get this Afghani CIA guy to go off so we can blame the CIA. And maybe we should. I don't know. Right. They needed to come to the United States with a monitoring and mentoring program. So that's what you need to set up. You have to test. I would interview each person, over time, right? And I would, say, here we've identified that when you arrived in the United States, you didn't receive, the program that you should, and they'll understand program probably because I'm sure they were programmed over in. So that's what you have to do. You have to, what do they call that? Debrief. They weren't debriefed, right? Thank you, Larry. And then part of that debriefing should be a assimilation program, right? See, we should have had assimilation programs. We should have had debriefing. We should have had, right? They should have been monitored, for a period of time. So you have to set that up. I would start. You can't say, oh, you're going back to Afghan and you help the CIA. I mean, you can't do that. But the CIA failed in identifying the possible future citizen fratricide issue because at some point something was, again, I was studying it lightly. I mean, they're killing me and everything in Santa Fe, but I was studying it to figure out what it was, like what was causing it, how they were manipulating it, how they were motivating it. And it could be Afghanistan. There could be Afghanistani spies in his internet. Right. Right. And he may not even know it. So lone wolf is not lone wolf. I've always said that. Correct. We get the idea from somewhere. And again, some people are devils and they can just watch him and make him do it. There could be a cop laughing in his hometown or wherever he was living in the United States. I got that motherfucker. Raghead. That's how they are, man. Useless pieces of shit. If they weren't deep state, they'd have been in prison. So again, driving around an Afghani national harassing him, saying, well, we're investigating him. And every time he tries to meet a woman, they block him. Right. He thought he was going to get a piece. That's how they are, man. Like everybody they're blocking is just like them, a pig trying to get sex. So again, there's so many ways that guy could have been tortured into doing it. Useless pieces of garbage, every last one of them. Useless pieces of devil shit garbage. Can't do anything right. In fact, they purposely cause all the issues. Oh, but I'm a Trump supporter, cop, so I'm clean, right? Now they made trouble for the Trump administration because they harassed an Afghani guy with their conservative deep state. Because he's an immigrant. Thanks, Larry. Here he's more of a combat hero than any of them. See how quick they're ready to bash the combat hero? But if it was MAGA, you can do anything, and we'll cover it up. And so Loomer thinks that we should torture a combat hero that worked with the CIA, which is a high-level program. Right. Probably special ops. Right. They're saying they got some SAD members that they think, or former SAD members that they can put into that. That's what you should do. Right. So SAD members, find some Special Activities Division people to pull back in, and they're going to monitor and create a program of assimilation. Right. I'll write it up. Let's see here. Just let me get my phone. The way I can speak. Trying to figure out how to redesign a dining room table to look like I want, because the table that I could buy is too big. So I got to get it down to 36 by 36 based upon how I want to. I mean, my dining nook is big enough, but I'm going to put a piece of furniture here, and I just didn't want it to get too constricted. I have to measure. Maybe the other one will fit. More money than I wanted to spend, but thanks, Larry. All right. I'll close my eyes and look diagonally at the ceiling, like not Senator. It should have been Senator Rosenberg, Judge Rosenberg. For the record, I used to read off the back of his eyelids. Whenever he did it like a end of hearing ruling, he'd lean back in his chair, look diagonally at the ceiling, close his eyes, and then just start. I mean, he did great rulings off the cuff, but. In this day and age, Rosenberg would have been a judge, a district judge. Maybe he didn't want to be. I don't know. All right. So the director of the CIA is correct. We should have identified fratricide issues in Afghanistan as a reason to monitor from CIA the Afghani military immigrants. We have identified issues within our own community with military combat veterans. Further, we have provided assistance and programs to ensure their safety and the safety of the community. We should reemploy former members of the Special Activities Division. They should be part of the investigations. They should be tasked with identifying all possible issues and designing a Afghani combat veteran immigrant monitoring assimilation, and assistance program. So yeah, that sounds good, right? Presidentially ordered. They should be tasked with identifying. Monitoring, assimilation, and assistance programs. Right. We get a little CIA image here so they know to look at it. Right. Now the color one looks stupid. There it is, black and white. Regular. Like, regular. Further. We have provided assistance and programs to ensure. So essentially, like a VA, right? So I don't know. Somebody in VA might be clearable for this, right? We might also want to work in some former Veterans Administration, or actually, I guess we can just do VA people. I don't know. Do we have enough VA people? We gotta get what's his name. We might want to also include current and/or former VA specialists. They're trying to kill me for doing this. It's the Russians and the people that killed Luna. All right, so we go to the White House here for. Okay, White House Post. We owe the Iraqi combat veteran, and we should have created a assimilation, comma, monitoring, comma, and assistance program. Or not the Iraqi, the Afghani. Right? Actually, probably Afghani too. Yeah, look at the Iraqi. If we got anybody here, right. Look at the include all combat. Right, right. Well, that'll be the next one. We should include any combat related immigration program from any nation. So. So this should just go monitoring assimilation. Cleaning it up a little bit. And this is well, there's probably immigrants, combat-related immigrants from many nations here that we don't know about, or a few nations. And then some we don't. Okay, so I put on the White House. I put on the White House. Huh? Actually, I just redid it. So, all right, this one from the White House is the major one. The updated one. Get rid of that one. All right, so exit. No, we can't. We can't just leave them behind. Again, there's issues with sending people back to Vietnam, and these are things that people aren't going to easily just let go. So you have to be careful of that. Well, you're right. There was an issue, but the answer isn't you just diss them and to hell with them. I mean, stab in the back is other nations, not us, right? Thank you, Larry. My mayonnaise lid go. Cursing my mayonnaise already. That's what they do. They curse shit all day. Why do we do that? Good question. All right. I guess I give it to Driscoll. He's in for some reason. I was supposed to put that stuff to Joint Chiefs yesterday. That came in, but I couldn't get to it. I don't know what's blocking that. I haven't seen the Joint Chiefs all that much, so could be something. All right. See if I can find them here. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Are they on here? I don't see this. See here. It's 40. They have the 45 archived. NSC 45 archived. Is there an NSC 47? I'm on X. I guess they're going to be Chrissy's people are going to be part of it. I give it Well, this is not a scenario. This is a scenario that played out in Afghanistan, and I was, like I said, the war ended before I fully understood or could see it. Right. Again, part of it was the collateral damage. Now, we take that theory and we look at, well, what could be causing it here? Again, they're going to blame, DHS. Again, don't let them stop you from doing this, saying, well, they're going to blame you, DHS, for it, right, or something like that. Right. It just, again, somebody at CIA should have said, well, we're having issues with these people over there. We're going to need to monitor them here. And we should have been able to set up teams, whatever number it required. Again, it's going to mirror VA on some of what it's doing, but that's fine. Right. Thank you, Larry. Well, when I say reemploy special, you might have somebody in special activities that wants to retire into this. That would be fine. Right. Probably great. Yeah, I see it's something there. Okay, let's see. We owe the Afghan cover and we should have created NA monitoring simulation and assistance. AN means something. And it says that's be fine. I'm not going to change it. We should include any combat related immigrants from any nation. Well, because you right. I mean, you could clear those people, but SAD should be running it because they would have access to more than everyone else, as far as a knowledge base and being allowed to know who everybody is. Right. Because, tell you the truth, the identities and information of people that would be in that program is probably worth millions on the spycraft circuit, on the deep state circuit. Deep state will peddle spy information all day long and be protected. They're still there. They're still being protected in this administration. Before you got there, they already set up the process, the system. In fact, they were putting stuff in your head before you were elected that they could use once you were elected to manipulate you. No, they're worse than Silverstein. Remember Silverstein? They put him in a cell underneath the prison. They could actually, they're devils, so they can actually project from that cell under the prison and ruin your whole prison. So you need you need exorcists to go down into their, if you have a corridor of these former deep staters. And the exorcist goes in there and he exorcises the demons and their power, anti-power away all day. All right, so that's all we made. Oh, Collins, I got to give it to Collins. Right. It's not hard to figure out. Just take the people we already have. Rep Doug Collins. Isn't that your page? Right, there we go. I can actually correct it on his page. We should include any combat related immigrant. Where is that? And this is a monitor. In actually means something, so it's a typo, but it's usable. It's a in. Oh, we got to get them in. Get them in. Just in them. The system will fix it. They're out. Got to put them in. So that's why cops will drive around out Afghanis calling them ragheads. Here they're like a sad, special ops combat veteran, right? So they're being Ramboed. He could have been Ramboed. Remember, he and any other immigrant could have been Ramboed by corrupt law enforcement. At face value, at first blush, that Afghani assailant appears to have been a highly trained, respected, and vetted Special Activities Division special operator. Thank you, Larry. What do I call them? Bumpkins. Unfortunately, to some bumpkin, idiot, corrupt cop, he's just another raghead. To be harassed. They're not pumpkin, bumpkin. No, you have to diss them because they diss us all day. Right. That's their system. You got to use their system to kill them. Right. And kill them being figurative. Right. I'm sorry. Somebody's in my stuff. Because Twitter just verified me. Thanks, Larry. Hateful conduct? Oh, bullshit, Elon. Get your H1Bers out of here. Oh, because it said raghead? No. Right. No, H1Bers will have somebody. They may have. Right. Because they want to sell this to somebody. Make money off of it. Yeah, it's a different context of the word. He's yes, incorrectly and corruptly seen as right, that one should work. No, call me an immigrant now. By corrupt law enforcement and cronies. Right. Corrupt law enforcement always has cronies. They put them on payroll when they can. Informant payroll, but they're just, Nazi cronies. There we go. Thanks, Larry. No, if that was like a practical exercise for Special Activities Division, Afghanistan, he'd have got an attaboy. So you have 4 rounds left. How do you take them all out? I mean, it's actually, when it comes to combat, right, resourcefulness, he gets an A. No, he's. I mean, if he wasn't trained, he's good naturally, but he looks like he was trained, right, to build that mind, to figure that out, right. So it was irresponsible to not monitor, right, and to assist, right. Thank you, Larry. Well, again, to modify what the director said, Ratcliffe, they should not have been allowed to immigrate without this. That's all it was. So they needed to. I mean, VA program. That's all, right? A kind of modified VA program, a modified VA, and then my immigrant program that I've suggested. Right. Assimilation courses. Right. They call them citizenship courses, but you need to realize and not be afraid of the term assimilation. To ask them to assimilate is not racial. It's beneficial to them. For them to understand the necessity for assimilation is very important. But for cartels, narcos, sex traffickers, non-assimilation works great. And the deep state, of course. So, if somebody's thinking of retiring out of CIA, you might want to try to keep them on for a few more years. Right, to be part of these programs. I'll have to give it DNI. Actually, I didn't give it to CIA either, did I? Have to get the Radcliffe too. Yeah, I did. All right. I used to have a big list of people I sent it to. I screwed up everything. I knew they did. There. They're in the middle. Something's going on with my phone. It's not us, it's our AI. Yeah, but what are you programmed it to get me? Alright, I can put it here. I'll put the whole thing there. Get them on. No, I'm not representing myself as CIA. It's just to let them know it's of CIA, like any news agency. It's of CIA interest. I'll put it on Radcliffe's thing if I can find it. Is this it? No. All right, so. Okay, here's my reply. Whoa. What did I say? Bump? Did I say raghead on here? Yeah, I said raghead shit. Now I have to recreate this. actually, Raghead paints the right picture of how they think. Right. He's corruptly and incorrectly seen as I think I got it. Yeah, it's the Ragherd thing. Can't say Raghead. No, H1 bears attack me, believe me. Maybe they're away now. Right. There we go. The reason I said former members because we might be able to get some people in that worked with them, right? And then that would work better because there's things they won't tell you. But they know, you know. So can't tell you. Yeah, some that may not be can't really, but won't. Remember, you can't block myself from CIA. It has to get to them. Lest you. What's the political scripture? Lest you be destroyed and sent to hell. Bumpkins. Kansas is full of bumpkins. Actually, that might actually come from them. That's why it's worded like that. Define issues in their own community ability to come. Furthermore, we provide VA assistance and then the other. Empowered by corrupt law enforcement. At face value, at first blush, that of Fifth County, Shellen appears to have been a highly trained, respected, and vetted special activities division. Special operator, yada yada yada. Unfortunately, to some bumpkin idiot corrupt cop, he's corruptly and incorrectly seen as another loser immigrant to be arrested. Right. So again, he could have been pushed into it. Right. And that could include Russia, could include the Bumpkin Cop and Russia, Bumpkin Cop and Bosnia, Bumpkin Cop and the UK, trying to make Trump look bad. Right. First people to look at are Five Eyes, and then out from there. That's this big scam. Politically, you can if you got connections in Five Eyes, you can have one of the other eyes go after, somebody that's in office. Right. Off the record, of course. Right. Make it lunch. That's what they did to me. Right. They corruptly used Five Eyes and stuff. Oh, trying to take my microphone, are ya? Trying to get my microphone again. I'll have to put it on some other place here. I'm sure it gets there. Yeah. I'm sorry. Let me go all the way. Well, because a lot of those H1Bers are ragheads. Or incorrectly or corruptly labeled as ragheads are essentially a diss for Arabic people, right? But it does include Indians and stuff like that. Okay, so well, that's all it is. I didn't say it. He could have been harassed into it. You got to start waking up to that part of the equation. No, you don't harass them to force them over the edge. Because if you force the wrong person over the edge, that's what happens. Correct. No, as far as a special operator, he would have, like, if that was Green Beret course, they've been like, oh, you graduate today. You know, forget the rest of the course. I mean, it's unfortunate, but right. Again, Murphy's Law. Again, we have to apply Murphy's Law to that process, and then then we would see. I went into like the academy at the FLETC, and they said Murphy's Law, and I'm like, what? What's that mean? What are they talking about? But I guess that I already had established my own Murphy's Law as far as military operations, right? I guess FBI should see it too. Well, there's probably a lot of concern within the veteran community and law enforcement veteran community that these people aren't, all going to be deported, and right. Actually, let's see if I could do it with like a CIA. Is there a CIA GIF? You can't do photos on Facebook. Oh, it's got that thing. Well, it does have it, but it's the color one. Looks like the new DHS vehicles. I see Trump colors or CIA colors. Let's see here. Something going on. All right, there is something going on. I'm receiving stuff inside. There's stuff going on in the Arabic community, and they're hushed up over it. But again, we're receiving information inside from them that it's going on, so it's not everybody. But, oh, that's right. It's Thanksgiving. I got to cook. I got to cook that pie because it's got to cool. All right. Thank you, Larry. How do I get rid of this? I'll delete this one, I guess. All right, this looks good. What else do I give it to the president here over here? Looks like the White House might be blocked. White House might be shadow banned on Facebook. Because I with WHI, it didn't come up. Right. Which means it could be down on the priority list. Well, apparently, I'm getting a message. I don't know if it's correct. Again, it's psychic. It says, I got to the White House page and says, we will begin shortly. And it had imprints. And also the NSC, we need to. Well, you're saying he's an animal, but he could have been just whacked to do it. I mean, there is that possibility, right? Well, he's not that person to do that to. Okay, and in fact, they knew that was their goal in my life, to get me to grab a gun and go shoot somebody. They knew that, or shoot myself, or both, right? Thank you, Larry. That's the big money, man. That's how dirty cops make money, man. Cause a shooting, you get a lot of money because you show that you're a devil, you know. So again, you're talking about somebody who served the United States. It doesn't help us overseas to treat them like that, right? There's probably nothing there to tell you that was happening when he came here, that would happen, other than we know that we were experiencing fratricide. Right. That's really where we are with that. It's kind of a form of fratricide. Correct, sir. Correct, Larry. Like I said, I wasn't able to get too far on that issue, although I was looking at it as maybe some sort of spycraft radicalization of the Afghani military, possibly even outside of Afghanistan itself. Russians, trying to make us lose like they did, and like we did. We caused them to lose. Right. And for you all, we're looking at that. That's all. That'll handle that. That'll be done. You won't have that happen again. And like I said, if there's people that are retiring or want to retire, that are special activities division, bring them into it. They'd be great where they don't miss a beat. And you would just transfer them to the FBI investigation. Right. Let me put that there somewhere. If you have special activities division people that are looking at retiring, I would just transfer them right into the program that doesn't even exist yet. Right. Send them over to FBI to help with the investigations. I mean, if they're looking to do a follow-on gig, right? Well, they may not want to be special activities division any longer, and looking for some sort of job that they can retire out of CIA as far as a special activities member, and then move over into some new position, retirement. Right? There's a different pay scheme. Right? And again, it suits us to do that way. And what will happen there is they're cleared and ready to access all the files. I wouldn't just open up files to anybody in the FBI just yet. Right. And I don't think all of you. I know for a fact you can't, because we're talking about every military-related immigrant, like combat-related transfer. Even okay, so right now I was under spycraft attack for a good 30 years. Right. That's where I didn't nothing. Again, I believe I deserve disability for it, right, because I protected the United States, and it was a spycraft battle that they're not willing to speak about. Right. So that I'm still serving my country and never stopped. Even when I was in yoga, that was an inside CIA gig. We were out healing people and doing all sorts. I was, at least, but right. Because I got actually instruction inside, but you all didn't abide by it, and that's how I know you weren't inside. I knew you weren't inside CIA, and knew you weren't inside Justice Department. But I woke up pretty quick. I didn't know any of this in the government, right? Because I was receiving from inside Justice Department, inside CIA, and part of my my retirement gig was go around and heal these people. I mean, God was part of it, but right. Thank you. Right. Sorry. Well, stay peaceful. Praise God in all that you do. Praise God. I got to get to my cooking here.